What's up, people? Oh, let me get into a topic I said I really wasn't going to get into, but since Saudi Arabia just brought it back up again, I thought it was about time I maybe covered it a little bit, and that's 9/11. I know there's a lot of truth, the 9/11 truthers out there portraying the government was behind it and all this other shit, the buildings was imploded. But think about it. I think the biggest conspiracy theory concerning 9/11 it was done by a bunch of cave dwellers out of Afghanistan. Much too much planning to pull something like that off without it to be known about from this country. I think they knew it was coming and allowed it to happen. That's where all the signs point out. Saudi Arabia just come out and said that they told America that it was going to happen. Same way that they said they told London that shit was going to happen with their subways and shit. You take their action, or should I say lack of action, concerning the coal. The coal happened at the end of the Clinton administration. Clinton was going to, or at least attempted to try to go do something in Afghanistan at that time, but the CIA and the FBI said there was no actionable intelligence to go after bin Laden. And pretty much the Republican Party squashed it because at that point in time, terrorism itself was a wag the dog, and this was Monica Kate covering up for a blowjob. Terrorism was a fly, remember? But when it comes down to 9/11, they had memos that hit their desk. They had the coal itself. Shortly after Bush got in office, it was confirmed to be done by the bin Laden in Afghanistan. A Republican with a smoking gun to go to war and it doesn't go? Something's wrong with that picture right off the bat. This whole mindset of the memo that hit the desk. So as far as I'm concerned, I actually think they knew it was coming and allowed it to happen because they had every intention of going to war in the Middle East. And pretty much that's been proven that Bush has been talking about going to Iran ever since he was the governor of Texas. At the very least, I think there should be another investigation. Well, an investigation. There never was one in the first place. What a lot of people fail to realize or fail to mention is the 9/11 report itself came out straight and said this is not to point guilt or to find out who did it. This is to prevent something like this from happening in the future. So the 9/11 report, commission report, was never an investigation on who did it. Isn't it time we had an investigation on who did it? And it is kind of funny that at the time the Taliban said, hey, we'll hand bin Laden over to your ass. Just show us the proof that he was involved in it and he's all yours. He's not even on the FBI's the list for the 9/11. So as far as 9/11 truthers, I hate to tell you this, but you're not going to get a politician come up there and bring to even mention that. That's a political suicide. I hate to inform you, but reality does suck. There's a big drawer that has JFK and 9/11 on it, and both them fuckers' files are in that drawer, and you ain't ever going to find out the truth of what happened on that day. Unfortunately, that's the truth. But the thing is what you can prove is this administration lied its ass off to get this country into war. They leaked the name of a CIA agent to cover up that lie. That's treason. They've committed war crimes, secret CIA prison camps, and you got an attorney general trying to go, I don't know what to say about waterboarding because if I say it is torture, then Bush is guilty. So I can't say it's torture without stepping on my toes, and I don't know what to do, so maybe it's torture, maybe it's not. And that whole debacle goes on and on and on and on and on. That's what gets me. This administration has proven that they're shady enough to do something like 9/11 because they leaked the name of a CIA agent to cover up the fact that they lied to go to war. The Republican Party got busted hacking into the Democrats' computers, which is bad as Watergate. That's never mentioned. We've had a couple spies in our Pentagon from Israel spies in our Pentagon. That wasn't mentioned or isn't mentioned much. This administration has lied to Congress to get a health care system passed that was a $2 trillion handout to the pharmaceutical companies. All that's provable. From the Downing Street minutes to Valerie Plame, the lead up to this war was hyped and everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. But that's what gets me, is why the Democrats don't have the cojones to just say, you lying son of a bitch, we're bringing war crime charges against you and your administration. Impeachment is on the table, and I guarantee you one thing: if one terrorist strike or anything happens inside the United States while impeachment hearings are going on, we're going to hold you guilty for them motherfuckers too. Just for probable cause. That's the thing, though. That's why the Democrats won't impeach this motherfucker. Because they're afraid, hell, if we put impeachment on the table, these shady motherfuckers will do something like blow up something. And if they blow up something, they're going to turn around and say, well, the terrorist was able to attack because the Democrats was having us in court and they cut the money off to go into the place that would have fixed you all up, and it's the Democrats' fault. And you fucking stupid people would buy it and end up voting Republican. So the Democrats are kind of on thin ice, so to speak. And they've never really had, a real set of cojones. That's why the Democrats kind of remind me of the nerds in high school. Republicans kind of remind me of the jock. The jock's always going up and picking up on the nerds giving me your lunch money and shit. And nerds usually do it. But finally, every once in a great while, them nerds will actually join up and kick the living shit out of that bully. That's what they need to do right now. They need to reach down, grab that set, give them a hard yank, and actually call this administration and the Republican Party on for what they are. A bunch of low-life motherfuckers will do anything for a buck. Then the evilest part about them is they use the Bible to claim moral high ground so they can get good people to support the shady things they do by hating people like me. Because I am a Republican's worst fucking nightmare. I'm one of them long-haired liberals. Tree huggers, even. Yeah, I've been called the baby killer. Because I take the conservative stance that the federal government has no business in a woman's bedroom. What she wants to do with her body is her business. That's a conservative point of view. Now, but for that stance, I'm labeled a baby killer, and you know the rest of the story from there. But back to 9/11, in my opinion, they knew that shit was coming and allowed it to happen. What can I say? It's what I believe. I do believe this country capable of doing just that. It's had a history of doing just that. Look at what it's doing with Iran right now. You had the head of the IAEA come on C-SPAN last week and straight out say that there's no evidence that Iran is going in a direction of nuclear weapons. And that this administration is spinning the information that they're giving to the general population. So that tells you right there they're capable of lying. You already lied you into war. They leaked the name of a CIA agent. They lied about health care to get subsidies sent to the pharmaceutical companies. So what makes you think that they wouldn't allow something like this to happen? Especially when you look at the major players in the game. Saudi royal family, Bin Laden, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Afghanistan, the Bush family, all sit at the same table at one point in time and broke bread. I have a problem with that. And you would think good old boys from the South would recognize a fox in their fucking chicken coop. But needless to say, I guess you're not that smart either. You're still trying to pick up on that banjo and back that Republican Party. Give me one good reason why a country boy should support a Republican. What, for poisoning the rivers or for clear cutting the forest? Why would I want to ever vote Republican? To take grandma's Social Security check away so I can give a tax cut to a rich fool? I don't make any money off goddamn arms deals, do you? So why are you supporting the war? I just hope this country wakes up in time to realize that the path it's on is going to lead it straight into bankruptcy. And that's about where we're at now, and that's about all the time I got. So have a good one.